Hey YouTube. Now I'm gonna start off by saying I don't really care much for Mr. Beast. I don't find his videos interesting, but I'm liking this philanthropy stuff that he's been doing, and I hope he continues doing, especially when focused on the African continent and even more specifically Kenya. Right? So he did a recent video where he says, "I built 100 wells in Africa," and you know what? Great, kudos. This is what I want to see more people do. Right? I don't care if you're a celebrity, if you're NGO, government, it really doesn't matter at all, right? As long as you're bringing euro dollars into the African continent and you're building things that will actually help people's lives, right? Do you know how many Africans every year from, certain areas, especially dry areas or perhaps villages that are far from infrastructure, areas? This is great, right? Do you know how many people are gonna not die from cholera, dysentery, and other waterborne diseases? This is amazing. So shout out to him, right? Again, mad respects. I'm not going to be an idiot and say anything negative about what he's done and what he's doing. Clearly, I can't build 100 wells in Africa for whatever reasons, and I appreciate it. Anyway, let's watch this video. And yeah, I'm just saying kudos out there, actually giving shout out. And 100 wells will change the lives of thousands of people because that gives them access to clean water that they otherwise wouldn't have. So I'm being serious. Amazing stuff.
This is the first of 100 wells we're gonna build in this video. Oh, water! Oh, crap!
You just witnessed a small village in Kenya get access to unlimited clean drinking water in less than a second.
One down, 99 more wells in Africa to go. You're gonna love this video.
Combined, these 100 wells are gonna give around half a million. Yeah, we flew south to the school system of Nairiri, and let's just say they were really happy to see us.
How's it going? Was not expecting this. Thank you for the welcome. I'm not even sure how to react. I appreciate.
Yeah, I want to make a slight correction. The kids were like, "We love you, Mr. Beast team." Well, yeah, the team are the ones physically doing the research and choosing the areas and schools and whatever it is that they need to build these projects. But it's Mr. Beast who built this empire, the company and the business, and who's actually financing this and rolling it out. And I've done some research. It looks like he loses money when he makes his videos, right? Like, because he spends a lot of money, right? Sometimes $1 million on one video. So he loses money. How he maintains is he has several different channels where of course, he does less work on them, so the money is able to sort of fund his main channel, right? So say if you're live streaming channel, live streaming doesn't cost anything apart from your time. There's no resources. So when he makes money from there, he can fund the main channel. So again, shout out, appreciating all this stuff happening and changing little African kids' lives.
Appreciate it, everybody.
This village threw a welcome ceremony upon our arrival, and Nolan got really into it.
Nolan's the most awkward person I've ever met, and that's a lot coming from me.
And after being shown around the school,
Here comes our guest.
How's it going? Oh, you having a good day? It's nice meeting you.
one of the teachers showed me where the students currently get their water, which is from this river. That's extremely unsafe to drink.
This is where your students used to get water from?
Yes.
This is crazy.
Yeah. Students.
Yeah, so why is this water, not clean? I mean, this is a slow flowing, almost dead water, right? So whenever you have water that's stagnant or very slow moving, you are going to get a lot of pathogens and stuff going on, right? So there's going to be dead carcasses there from animals. Bacteria is going to start looming. So it's not going to be the cleanest river, right? This is not terrible, in certain standards, right? You can filter it, you can boil it. There are several ways to treat a water like this, but you would rather get an underground source of water that's been filtered through the rocks and it's clean, right? And it's not going to have all these pathogens in there, right? You still should boil, well water, but I'm just saying that there is a big difference between this stagnant stuff over here and something coming from the grounds in a nice, clean sort of environment.
Complaining of diarrhea, infections like typhoid, because this is the water we've been using. So we try to treat, but you see, look at it, but at the end of the day, life has to move on. You have to get some water anyway.
This situation is obviously extremely sad. These children's lives are being limited and sometimes cut short from being forced to drink unsafe water. But at least for this village, we're gonna put an end to it right now.
I don't think this John's gonna fit. I have a big head. Let's see if we can find some water.
It is raining! It's beautiful!
Nah, shut up. And guys, look. This is the only way to do philanthropy. You have to go on ground yourself and see what the money is being used for specific projects. Otherwise, people on the ground will eat your money away. So the guy's obviously got intelligent people working for him. Now, the first sort of, you can see the water there, right? It's kind of cloudy and gray and, will get brownish, I guess, right? Brownish red. That is just the first water because it's coming from the ground, right? When you're drilling, obviously, you're building up a lot of mud in the process. So that's just going to be cleared up soon. Probably after like 3 hours, the water is going to be clear.
After the water comes out of the ground, it's fed into enormous barrels like this one. And once they're built into the water towers, all of the neighboring villages will not only have clean drinking water, but a pressurized water source as well. Which, in short, means no more doing laundry and unsafe water.
And pull!
On a scale of 1 to Nolan's mom, how heavy is it?
Nolan's mom times 2!
Oh, God.
I'll push you off of this. All right, here we go. Under control.
We built 20 more wells in Kenya, and after we were done,
Bro has another well in. Don't worry, I have more water in my other shoe.
and just so you know how we built these first 29 wells, we used this giant drill to dig hundreds of feet into the ground, past the polluted sources and into an enormous aquifer of pure drinkable water. After that, we spent time installing pipes so that people all around Africa can access water from spigots like this one in Nairiri.
Let's see how it tastes. Like water. It took me about a minute to fill this 5-gallon drum. How much water can this provide a day?
3,600 gallons a day.
Not only will this well cover the 400 kids at this school, but literally the entire neighborhood and village around this school can use this well.
We say thank you for the water.
Oh, no problem. This thing can basically pump non-stop for 30 years.
You would think that having an effect of this magnitude would require the resources and funding of a large government, but that's not true. Solving this problem is possible, and something humanity should all be putting effort in to fix.
What's the secret of success?
To be honest, just find something you love doing and do it for a long period, and eventually.
Yeah. Look. What he's basically saying, there's a lot of corruption going on in Africa or Kenya specifically, right? These are, I've mentioned them myself. These are low-hanging fruits, right? Meaning, if these African governments wanted to fix these issues, that they could. Right. Let me give you realistically. Now, I'm sure he overpaid for digging a well. I've dug wells before, right? At least I've overseen them or, been in some part of some well digging projects. It costs around $500,000, right? Actually, you can get it much cheaper, but let's just say it's $500,000 to get into the aquifer source that he's talking about to dig a well. And that's, again, if you're hiring the people. Now, if you imagine you're hiring the same team of people, you're hiring the same machines, you can dig multiple wells for much less than that $500,000, right? That's just the cost of even hiring the machines, etc. So if you hire the machines, you have a multiple project, let's say you want to build 10 or 20 wells, you could do it for much cheaper. So I think what he's basically saying, and it's being kind of, it's not being direct, is that it doesn't cost that much to actually solve a lot of Africa's problems, specifically in this case, water.
Eventually you'll succeed. So I'm gonna bring it super close. See us? Is that cool? Yes. If you look up, it's recording. All right, well, I'm gonna get close. All right. Yeah, you can see yourself.
We were also able to install a well for this village, and these 12 other villages. And while we were finishing these wells, we were also able to update one of their schools with brand new computers.
How are they liking it?
They like them.
Glad to see it turned out well.
And we also updated the classrooms with new furniture, installed shelves and filled them with new books, donated a soccer ball for every student, and even put modern whiteboards and projectors in all the classrooms.
Do you guys like the projector?
We were using a chalk and then a lot of dust, but today everything is clean. We truly appreciate it.
No problem. It's the least we could do.
But then when we flew out to the site of the 45th well, we realized this community had it even harder. Every time they need to get water, they need to take a treacherous mile-long hike through the jungle. And that mile-long hike also happens to be on a giant mountain.
I wake up very early, about 4 o'clock, so that I can fetch water for the school.
We are not safe fetching water here. That place is very slippery. Chances of getting an injury is very high.
So while we worked on their well, the community took me to see how they currently source their water.
You guys
guys would have to make this trip how many times a day?
2 times.
2 times a day. Oh, wow. So a typical student would carry something like this?
Yeah.
Oh, God. If 200 students did this every day, how hard could it be?
It could be very hard.
Oh boy. Dang, this is very steep. We're just walking down this mountain forever.
Every day.
It was actually surprising how difficult this hike was. And these people go through all of that just to get to this spigot. That's water is still unsafe to drink. This is where you guys get your water from normally?
Yes.
And filled with water, these jugs can weigh up to 40 pounds, which is insane for these children to be carrying up this mountain.
The ladies can carry 2 of those.
Oh, I totally can as well then. And as soon as these jugs were filled, it was time to head all the way back up.
Hurry up, let's go.
He's not even sweating or anything. I got it. And now, instead of spending hours a day for unsafe water, their new well is only 10 feet away from the school.
Yep, guys. Look, I know you guys don't love it, right? But Dwight man is out here doing real work. Like, let's just be realistic, right? This is not some NGO scamming money from people. This is a actual person using his money from his YouTube revenue to do God's work here. As I said before, these are low-hanging fruits. Things African governments, communities should be resolving these things. It shouldn't have to be for Dwight man to come all the way from America to be resolving very big stuff, right? These kids in Kenya right now, they're going to have access to, again, clean water, not having to go through dangerous terrains in order to actually drink something that's safe. That is actually life-changing. That is what it is, right? No hate, no nonsense, right? This is good.
So, they can just fill it up here now. I'm too tired. And so we were on our way to the next village where we built our 46 well, but we ran into a little problem. We found out that this village is divided in half by this huge, dangerous river. It may not look like much now, but when the rainy season comes, the water comes up this high and literally swallows this bridge. And why this bridge is such a big deal is the village is over there, the hospital and schools are over there, so they're crossing this bridge multiple times a day. Despite how dangerous this bridge is, it's their only option.
This river swollen, it can sweep away people, students, or even animals. In the recent past, we have lost about 3 people trying to cross this river.
This loss of life is insane and absolutely unacceptable. The moment we heard about this, we knew we had to help. So while we started work on a new bridge that would let them reach their well, we then traveled over 2,000 miles from Kenya to the country of Zimbabwe. We've been in Africa for over a week, and we still have a lot more wells to do.
You kind of smell.
I know, it's weird. I showered this morning.
Wow.
Yeah. If you let me finish, I can put my arms down. Can I count on you two to finish these wells with me?
Yes.
First on the agenda was to check out a local hospital that was in dire need of clean water. Upon entering, we learned how big of an impact this clinic had on the village. How many kids do you guys give birth to a year here?
In a month, about 50.
Do 600 births a year? Wow. But unfortunately, the pregnant mothers at this clinic have to walk over a mile just to get water, and then carry these heavy buckets all the way back. However, the good news is we paid for the construction of a new modern well for them. All that needed to be done now was to turn it on. All right, Nolan, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah, anyways, guys, that's all we have today. Just wanted to kind of highlight that Dwight man is doing good things in work. This is God's work. Shout out to him, all the kids' lives that's changed, adults as well, etc. Clean water. Look, guys, you can survive without food for weeks, perhaps even a month, even 2 months. I've survived a whole, 25 days or so without food, right? You can survive without food, but water is one of those things. If you don't have clean water periodically, you will die, right? Worse yet, you'll die from dirty water, right? Contaminated or stagnant water. It doesn't really matter. So yeah, shout out to him. This is God.